Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to 15 Minutes of Zen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the tangle Apacore. I'm using a Micron 01 pen. Typically, I use the PN plastic nib, but I'm going to use the 01. It's a little bit more delicate. I'm going to use that one today. Then I have a graphite pencil for some shading and a blending tool called a tortillion to blend in my shading. I'm also using a 2" by 2" tile called the Bijou tile. These are available at Zentangle.com or through my Facebook page called Let's Tangle. I like to work small for these 15-minute videos, but feel free to use any size paper, any tools that you have on hand. Okay, so Apacore, I absolutely love this one. It took me a few tries to really figure out how to make it look right. So if you'd like to practice first on a piece of scrap paper, feel free to do that. All right, actually I'm going to start with my pencil, and I'm going to make the little frame by adding a dot in each corner and then connecting those dots very lightly with my pencil. All right, just like that. Now I'll pick up my pen. Okay, so to make Apacore, I'm going to start with just a little dot over on this side of the paper. This is where my shape is going to kind of take form. And to make this, we make fescue. So if you remember fescue, it's a line up and then a teardrop shape. So I'm going to start by making this curved letter C line and then coming in to make that little teardrop. So the next part of this, I'm going to come up and do that same thing on the opposite side. And I'm going to try to have that teardrop touch this one. So I'm going to go up and let that teardrop touch. Okay, so here comes the little bit tricky part. I'm going to do another one of these on each side. And I want them to sort of make this star pattern. So let me show you. I'm going to come up the side over here, and I'm going to dip down in and then curve up and make that teardrop. Dip down in, come up and make that teardrop. See how we have this cute little flower or star shape pattern? So you're welcome to stop there, but Apacore actually has one more, and you can do it on either side. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the right-hand side. And I dip down right in the center and make that teardrop. And I'm going to fill in with black that little area there. So that's Apacore. It's so pretty, it's so elegant, but a little bit tricky to get the hang of. All right, so now I'm going to do a few more off of this dot, and I want them to be different sizes. So I'm going to make a large one. Let's see, I'm going to make a large one coming out this way. So I'm going to do my curve and my teardrop. And I can turn it for you if you'd like. Curve the opposite way. You're just kind of making those sort of go up like the top of a house and touch each other. You don't want them dipping down. Then I go on either side, I come up. Now I dip down in there and make my teardrop. I've got that little 4-petal flower going on, and I can pick either side to add that 5th petal. So I'm going to go around this side. Now, as you can see, I'm going right over my line, right over my border. That's okay. I love the look at that when we go outside of our area. All right, I'm going to do another large one this way. I'm thinking of the top of a roof. Let those two meet. And the second ones kind of dip down in there. They kind of come up and over and dip down in. And then my last one, I want to end up in the middle. Like that. What I love about Zentangle is often once I get started, I have no idea what was the top or the bottom or where I began. All right, we're going to put a few more of these in, but first I want to show you when the woman created this, and she had some examples online. After she made this shape, she added a few more without the teardrop. So over here, she would come off of the side and kind of bump up and come in, bump up and come in. Just a way to add a little bit more to that shape. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter what side you do it off of. Kind of bump up, come down. All right, let's do a couple more. I'm going to have one come up over this way. Now I kind of just tucked mine in behind here and had them meet up on top. Then I come up the side. So I don't want to go right down in there. I want to come out a little bit as if it's tucking behind. And I do the little teardrop. Teardrop. And again, you can stop there. You don't have to add the fifth one if you're not comfortable adding that. Do one more and drop down. All right, I'm going to do a couple more. I'm going to do a little one right here. I'm doing this upside down. Hopefully that's okay for you. Dip down in. And then the last one. That cute little petal. Okay, I'm going to put another one in over here. And this time I'm going to, well, I guess I'll still come in from that little dip right there. So I'm going to imagine it coming out this way and coming off this way. Does that make sense? Sort of letting it sneak out from behind. Dip down. Dip down. And one more. That's it. That's Apacore. Now, if you want to add a little extra to it, if you've got some empty spaces, go ahead and put in some of those, you know, those little extra curves on the sides. Just if you want to. It can be on one side or it can be on both sides. We can also add some fescue, which is that initial shape. And we can just have these kind of coming off the sides. And if you would like, you could fill those in to add a little bit of contrast. I love adding these because it doesn't matter what direction they go in. Doesn't matter where they land. Can make them different lengths. All right, I'm going to stop right there and add a little bit of shading before our 15 minutes is up. So this one wasn't as simple to shade because it's not really an object. It doesn't have any really determined areas to shade. So I'm just going to do my best, and if you have a better idea, go ahead and go with it. Okay, so underneath each of these little petals, I'm going to put just a tiny bit. So right underneath where those tuck in. And I'll show you what that looks like. Doesn't that add so much? I love it. And then on the sides here, not in the middle, but on the sides here, I'm going to add a little bit of shading on each of those. And then push that up like that. Is that so pretty? All right, so I'm going to just turn my tile as I go and add a little bit underneath each of those petals. And then up the side. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need a lot. Now this one, I put it right up along the side there because this large one goes over that, and I wanted there to be a little shadow. All right, I'm going to go underneath. And up those sides. Underneath. And pushing those up. It's so pretty. It looks so elegant once you get that shading in there. Take your time on this part, don't rush it. So here I've got a large one going over this one, so I'm going to put that shading right where it goes over. I'm actually going to drop this all the way down because it goes over that whole piece there. And this large one here. I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, it took me a few times to get that feel of how to get those petals together. But I really love how it turns out once you get the hang of it. Just softening those a little bit. And I've got one more to do. And then I still have that border on there in pencil. So I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to ink in that border, just stopping where the Apacore comes out. These borders do not have to be straight. Turning my tile as I go. I can't remember what the top was. All right, there we go. Putting our initials on our work. And on the back, adding the date and a sentence about what's going on in your life. And that is Apacore. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.